One.
Really? Really, Lisa?
Emily's not here
Yeah,
almost
but
anytime.
Emily doesn't do it all the time. So,
I know, but it's just in her honor.
all right, all right. We do want to honor Emily, of course. I miss Emily. I haven't been able to hang out with her in like a long time. It's really sad. Okay, cool. So we're here with a another game of Gamebound, a series of one shots where we play random games that we may not have played before. Today is a game that I have played before, but the rest of these fools have not.
Hey, I'm the one who
It's
introduced you to
true.
this game.
Yeah, no, you told me about this game, and I did kind of like a modified version where we like did Fiasco's like character web generator to like create a situation, and then played Roll for Shoes. But I have a better idea today.
Because I was liking the fiasco idea.
We could do the Fiasco idea, but I think I really like. I want to try this. I want to try this
Okay,
idea and see how it works because I think with this particular system, it might work really well. It could be a disaster. Who knows? But that's my hope. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. We're just going to start it. Because I mean, you'll know why. So real quick, Roll for Shoes is a micro RPG. It has a very simple set of rules, but the rules are very fun and they create some interesting situations. So the Roll for Shoes has 6 rules. The first one is say what you do and roll a number of d6s. The second rule, if the sum of your roll is higher than the opposing roll, so me as the GM will roll a number of d6s based on what I think the difficulty will be. But if the sum of your roll is higher than the opposing roll, the thing you want it to happen happens. Rule number 3, the number of d6s you roll is determined by the level of skill that you have, the level of the skill you have. Rule number 4, at the start you have only one skill. Do anything at 1. So you roll 1d6 to roll do anything. Everyone has that at the very beginning. Rule number 5, if you roll all 6s, you get a new skill specific to the action you were just trying to do, one level higher than the one you used. So let's say you rolled do anything, and you got a 6. That's all 6s on that roll. And you were trying to tie your shoe. You would now have the skill tie my shoe at 2. Say you rolled tie my shoe and got 2 6s. You have a 2 in that skill. Both of the dice come up as 6s. But this time you are trying to tie your shoe in the midst of a great distress. Like people are trying to attack. Like it's a mid-combat tying your shoe. Then we say, all right, well, this is a more specific set of circumstances. So now you have the skill tying your shoe in the midst of battle at 3. And so it can be ridiculous. It can be cool. It can be anything. You just do a thing, and if you get all 6s on that roll, you advance that and get a more specific skill based on what you just attempted to do. The 6th rule is, for every roll you fail, you get 1 XP. So I guess there's 7 rules to this game. The 7th rule, last rule, is XP can be used to change a die into a 6 for advancement purposes only. So the only use for XP that you get from failing is you can use it, so you make a roll, the result happens, doesn't matter if it's succeed or fail, and then you can look at the dice and say, okay, well, I rolled 3 dice here, I got 2 6s, I'm going to spend 1 of my XP to make this other die into a 6, as if I had gotten all 6s, so then I can advance that skill. It doesn't change the result of the roll, it just changes the fact that you got all 6s and can get a new skill. That's the game. It's the entire game. And so we're going to go ahead and start with no preconceptions whatsoever. I know what's going on,
Ooh.
but you guys won't. So we begin our game with all 3 of you. And honestly, let's just say you guys look like yourselves, right? It's not necessarily that you are yourselves, but you just all look like yourselves for the purposes of this game. You wake up in a blank white room. There is a table and a chair. You guys have been passed out on the floor. And that's the only thing in the room. There's a table and a chair, and there's one door leading out of the room. You guys have no memory of who you are or how you got here.
Oh God, is
So
this
we're-
penny for my thoughts?
No, it's not penny for my thoughts. You just all have amnesia.
Real quick, we're all in the same room then.
Yep.
So we don't know who we are, where we are.
Yep.
We just have a table and a chair.
It's a table and a chair, and there's one door leading out of the room.
I kind of just stand up and look around, like, look at, like, I just kind of peek up real quick and, like, see everyone, like, peek up, look, see if there's anything on the table.
Yeah, there is a single key on the table.
I was looking, so I see the other two there. I'm like, do you two know why we're here?
I just like stand up and go, "Who the heck are you?"
I don't know.
I don't either.
Ba-ba-ba.
What about you?
I don't know. I don't
No.
know who I am.
No, I turned to a Carlos character. I see. Who
I
are
have
you?
no clue.
So Seth, you realize that there's actually one other thing in this room. There is a mirror on there's a door and then a mirror right next to the door. There's like almost looks like a window, but it's a mirror. It just shows you yourself.
I tap the mirror.
Nothing happens.
Oh, I thought I was about to roll a die.
I mean, you're gonna roll. Okay, let's make a couple of ground rules for this. Okay, it could be absolutely ridiculous. So let's make a couple of ground rules. One, we're in the real world.
Okay.
Whether or not magical, supernatural, psychic, whatever exists, who knows? But we're on Earth, a version of Earth, right? We're in the real world. This isn't a fantasy land or some far-flung science fiction in space. Rule number 2, we should only roll when there's an actual chance of failure. Otherwise,
Well,
the entire game will get bogged down in the fact that
Here's the thing. It's your game, Caleb. I expected to tap the mirror and it to explode. So
Okay, fair. Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure we have the proper expectations here.
okay, so I tap the mirror, like nothing happens. It's just like, does it sound hollow behind it, or does it sound solid? Okay, so I'll try and take the mirror, or is it hanging, or is it just in the wall?
No, it's in the wall. It's as if it's a window.
Yeah, I would like to take the key from the desk and try to open the door.
Okay. Yeah. So you go to. I mean, the key doesn't fit in the door, but the door just is unlocked.
Great, I open the door.
Yeah. You open the door. Beyond there is a corridor, a small side room right to your right, and you realize that. I mean, if you step out and look, it's obviously some sort of and maybe you have no reference for this. You guys remember basic stuffs about being a human in 21st century America, and so you're oh, okay, this is a double-sided window or a double-sided mirror, so they could see whoever was on this side of the door could see us, but we can't see them. But there's no one around. It's just this. There's 2 chairs sitting in front of the window, looking into your guys' room. There, it's an interrogation room or something maybe. But there's a corridor just kind of leading off ahead of you, and another door to your left.
Is it still just kind of a white? Wait, so it was a white kind of void sort of room, right?
It was it was a kind of a eerie kind of white room. The outside of the room is just a dark, normal kind of building gray.
I'm assuming that there were lights in the ceiling and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the lights in the hallway now.
Dim lights, but yeah, it's hanging lamps or hanging lights that kind of are flickering on and off. It's kind of creepy.
Okay. Are the chairs, are they all the same kind of chair?
Yeah, pretty much. Just normal kind of office chairs.
Wooden?
Plastic. Kind of plastic with a fabric seat.
Okay,
sort.
if they're wooden, I was going to try and break one into a shiv just in case.
No, yeah.
That's not going to work. Ooh, no, I have an idea. Wait, so plastic, light plastic?
No, a hard plastic.
Okay.
You could just try breaking the chair if you want.
Okay, no, here's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to them. I'm okay, it's gonna seem a little bit crazy, but just he grabs a chair, just roll with me on this. I'm gonna take one of the chairs and bash it against the mirror, the window,
window
or mirror,
okay.
whatever.
On which side?
Any side, it doesn't
matter?
really
Okay.
matter. I just want to try and break it.
The chair or the mirror?
Honestly, either. I'm just looking to make a sharp object to protect myself with. We're about to go into a creepy dark hallway.
I mean, breaking the chair into some sort of like kind of sharp piece of plastic is going to be a better chance than breaking off a piece of the glass mirror and then holding it. Like,
kind of going for something right now.
yeah, all right.
So anything...
I'm just asking your intent because this will be what you get the extra skill in if you get a 6.
Okay,
right?
okay. I'm just trying to break stuff, essentially.
You're literally just trying to break stuff. Okay.
Break something into something smaller. It's like a strength check, essentially.
Yeah, break stuff. All right. Go ahead and roll a d6. Yeah, and so these little like post-it notes here, you guys can use to write your skills in.
That's what I'm...
Yep, I saw that.
I rolled a 1, so I'm gonna guess just go.
Well, I have to roll in response, so
I don't imagine.
Yeah,
it'll be
obviously.
Yeah,
you fail to do it. Yeah, so I mean, it's
I get
plexiglass. You know, it's like a really strong kind of plastic glass, and the plastic chair is pretty hard plastic. You just kind of embarrass yourself, really.
Like,
okay, like your arm just like you just get this jarring feeling up your arm. That's basically all that happens.
Okay, I go. Okay, and throw the chair to the side. Creepy hallway we go.
And anytime if anyone wants to try to remember, that's also something that you could attempt to do.
I would like to try to remember.
What do you want to try to remember?
How I got here.
Okay. Yeah, you want to try to remember how you got here? Roll a d6.
Actually, let's start with something simpler. Let's start with my name.
Yeah.
I want to try to remember my name.
Remember your name. Remember the name.
4.
Yep. You're good.
Oh, what's my name?
I don't know. What is your name? You tell me.
You tell me, GM.
Okay, you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
I gotta come up with a name. So your name is Alice.
Alice. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just like, my name is Alice. Okay.
She just
Do I get a last name?
Say that out loud.
I'm just like rubbing my temple. Like, okay, my name is Alice.
Yeah, and then last name. Someone want to come up with a last name for me? Trying to.
Alice.
Anderson.
Yeah, there you go. Alice Anderson.
Alice Anderson.
Okay, I want to try to remember something as well. Just remember something about me.
Anything at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
5.
Yeah. You successfully do it.
I want to use my experience to get myself a new skill. To bump that up to a 6.
Right. Okay.
So I can remember.
Yeah. So everybody who fails, remember to give yourself an XP. Yeah. So you get the skill remember at 2. Yeah, because we'll just try to go in broad categories as possible to begin with, and then beyond to that. So, cool. All right. Seth, the thing that you remember about yourself is not your name. You still don't know what that is. But you know you were a doctor. Or at least you worked in a clinic or something. Like, you just remember, like, a hospital or a clinic. Peyton and Chow want you to lick the mirror.
No. I'm a doctor. I know that's a bad idea.
Don't want to get the COVID.
Mm-mm.
Carly, what are you doing right now?
I'm gonna try to remember how I got here.
Okay. It'll be a little bit more difficult. It's actually impossible with 1 die, but go ahead and roll it anyway.
Get experience.
Yep, get an XP. Yeah, it's that whole exchange is a blur. You don't know how you got here. Yeah, you guys just like walk down the corridor. Do you go in the door? Do you look at anything else?
I want to try the key at the door, or see if it's unlocked first, and then if it's not.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just unlocked. Yeah.
okay. Open the door to the corridor, and what do I see?
I thought we already were in the corridor. I'm
Yeah.
confused.
So basically, if you walk out of the white room you were in, you have to your right. There's like this little kind of side alcove thing where they could watch you through the window. There's a corridor that goes straight ahead, and there was a door on the left.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That's the one I wanted to open.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I thought we were just going straight down the thing.
Yeah. So you open up this room, and it is a.
Did the key work?
A computer. No, she just opened the door. It was unlocked.
Okay.
It's a like computer room, maybe like a surveillance room. There's obviously a whole bunch of computers, and it looks like some sort of. I mean, there's a video feed to your guys' room, and you're like, okay, that's kind of weird because you didn't really see a camera inside. And you hear. I mean, if you see like a pair of headphones that are like plugged into a cord, and like if one of you is making any sort of noise towards the room, the white room, you can hear it coming faintly out of the headphones. So this is like where they monitored maybe something more specifically than just like watching you through the window. There's a couple of other there's like a couple of monitors, and a couple of them have like some sort of program up that you're not entirely sure what it does. There's a lot of like weird waves and kind of charts and stuff kind of opened up on a program, but you're not entirely sure what it's measuring. It's kind of unclear. It's on the monitor itself.
I want to try to remember to see if I know how to do something with the computer to like figure out. Essentially, I'm just kind of like the let's see if I can do something and. Could I use that for remember, or would that be using a computer?
Are you just like trying to use a computer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's basically what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you guys use remember for everything.
Remember how to use computer. I rolled a 2, so I'm guessing I'm getting an experience.
We'll see. I don't remember what a tie means.
Don't know. I think that's up to you, honestly.
Yeah.
If we just want to decide how ties work.
We should, yeah. I guess
It's like a partial success.
Well, like in D&D, if you reach the CR,
yeah, let's say partial success. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Makes
it a little more interesting.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like it's gonna come up a whole lot, but. So I think.
So no experience, it still works, but I...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think you realize that you were like the equivalent of an old person, not maybe necessarily actually old, but like very not technology savvy. So it's like the equivalent of you're trying to like you're familiar with technology that's like 20 years, so 2 decades out of date. I meant to say 20 years, yeah. So basically, you just
pulled.
Oh wait, actually, wait a second, Caleb. Rule 2: if your roll is higher than the opposing roll, so it does have to be higher. So.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if we want to give it. So technically, what you're saying is still a failure.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
Then. Yeah, I did read it close enough. Yeah. So basically that's what it is. You don't know how to use it because, and it's complicated enough that maybe even someone who was good with computers would have a hard time figuring it out. But like you're also just like an old man at heart, and so you don't know what you're doing. You're just like, how do I check my email?
Okay. So I'm like,
where's the AOL button?
Yeah, I'm like doing something. I'm like clicking buttons. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
I still use Yahoo Mail.
I step in and try to make something work on the computer.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll your do anything. We'll see if it does anything. Rolling against a 3. There you go. So, Carly, your granddaughter, comes in and shows you how to use the newfangled apps. Yeah, so Carly, I think this seems not familiar to you, but like you obviously know how to use a computer. Whatever you did in the past, you're very familiar with them. But you have just enough expertise to understand that this is something beyond you. Like the program specifically that's opened up, it's like it doesn't make any sense, and you figure that you should know what it is, and the fact that you don't is like concerning or weird to you. Because suddenly you realize, like, oh, okay, yeah, this is all familiar to me. Like, yeah, surveillance equipment, computers, audio, video. I know how to do all of that. But what is this program? I have no idea.
Like, you recognize it, it's like everything's there, but in all the wrong places, almost sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's a program that you're not familiar with at all. You don't know what the readings mean. Half of it is using, like, some sort of, not another language, but, like, a jargon that you don't understand.
Okay.
Something about a metaphysical frequency or, who knows? What guys do?
So in this room, there's the monitors where you can see, and then the headphones where you can listen.
Wait, I have a weird idea.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait a second, they're watching us. I was like, I kind of like, we're wearing clothes, obviously, right? We're wearing our normal clothes or like lab clothes.
No, yeah, you're wearing like gray jumpsuits, and I think you're just realizing it now. They're like, yeah, this isn't normal. Wait a second.
So I'm gonna start like patting myself, see if I like feel anything weird on me.
No.
Like, I
Nothing
like
on you.
like unzip it, slightly peek in, just like nothing.
Your chest hair is still there.
Okay.
They didn't wax you in your sleep.
I feel for pockets,
The jumpsuit does have pockets, yes.
but there's nothing in the pockets.
Okay, so they weren't trying to experiment on.
At least I have somewhere to put my hands.
Actually, you know what? Roll.
Okay.
Roll to have something in your pockets.
Oh, that's true. This is roll for shoes.
This is roll for shoes.
One.
Ow.
Yikes.
Well, it's experience.
Yeah, so Alyssa, if you wanted to roll this too.
Oh, I can too. Okay.
Ooh.
And Seth, yeah.
Ooh, I got stuff in my pockets.
You do.
I do not.
Okay,
And I get a new skill.
Yeah, so Seth, you have the new skill, find something in your pocket.
I don't know how that'll be useful,
I
but
don't either.
something in my. I don't need something.
Yeah, so you tell me. It's like a random mundane object. What is it?
Ooh, I gotta think through this carefully. Something that they would let me have, so it's not gonna be sharp. I don't want to mess with your narrative too much, but I have an idea. I
Go for
find a small glowing green stone.
Okay, sure.
I have no clue what it is, but I'm just throwing it out there.
Right away, you start to like you feel like a cold sweat, and you're probably a placebo, but you're like, oh no, is this like irradiated?
Maybe not green then. Actually, glow. We'll go with what's the color something wouldn't glow normally?
Black.
Ooh, I like that.
What if it like is seeming to like suck in light around it?
I like it. Yeah, I find a small glowing black stone in my pocket. I'm like,
So as soon as you do, you hear some sort of like feedback loop on the headphones.
it's like whining, the whining sound.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I like to put the headphones on.
I mean, it hurts. But we could probably turn down the volume and just hear it. Like, yeah, it's like this feedback loop. There's something like messing, like this, whatever he did to pull this out is messing with the audio frequencies or something.
I'll like put it closer and like pulled away to see if it changes.
Oh yeah, it's definitely reacting. Yeah, it's changing, and it's almost like if you have it in a particular place, it's like interfering with some sort of signal that's happening, and so as you move it around, it goes up or down in intensity.
Like, wow, this is sure something.
Did you want to try to like use the program, Carly? Or are you just kind of like leaving the computer alone at this point?
Yeah, I'd at least try.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did anyone else have something in their pockets?
No.
Nope. Okay. Remember, you can spend an XP at any time to give yourself a new skill. And this would be like using a computer. Oh, you wanted to do that, Carly?
I guess so.
Yeah, so you can write that in there if you want. Use computer at 2.
That'd be a good one to have from the sounds of it.
So, yeah, Carly, you start to like mess with the program a bit, and you seem to activate it. Like you run it. It was like in a standby mode, and you like basically like create a new session file and then start it. And basically what it was reading. It had the information up from like a previous session, and then you create a new session, start the recording, but it's not audio, it's not video. And as soon as you do, all the lights just go off and you're in darkness. The computers are still on, but like all the lights are just dimmed. And Seth, it seems for a moment that the light went towards the stone. Like it wasn't that it just went off. It was like it reacted. I probably
like when that happens, like, I drop it.
Yeah. And so Carly, you're looking at these readings and it's just like going crazy. You still don't know what it means, but it's reacting to something.
Oh, I'm going to try and catch the thing before it falls on the floor.
Okay.
Can I roll to catch it?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, no. I might lose it in the dark.
No, you're good.
Oh, I catch it.
Oh, nice.
I catch it. Okay, so like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, and then a moment passes. I mean, do you keep the program running, Carly, or turn it off, or what do you do? Try to understand more.
Probably turn it off.
Does
Okay.
anything? Nothing changes on like the monitors that were like looking towards the room.
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
But
I mean, it went dark.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. As soon as you turn off the program, all the lights come back on. And the program like finished, it's finished, and it basically prints some results for you on the screen. And as you're like looking at it, one of the things that it says that you still don't really understand completely, but you're like, okay, that's kind of weird. It basically says like, metaphysical gate active for 3.6 seconds.
Okay, when the light came back, did it look like it came from the stone?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, it's entirely possible it's just your own imagination, but
okay.
you think you saw that, yeah. What are you doing, Alice Anderson?
I don't know. So we went into that door, then that's the only other like door.
It's just kind of like a surveillance room, and then you can go down the corridor if you want, yeah.
Right, so okay, if I keep going down the corridor, there might be another door.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to keep going.
Okay, does everybody follow, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Alice, you walk down this corridor, and there aren't any other doors. There is a like an archway, or rather, there's a door, but it's open already, leading into what looks like another interrogation room. But this one has nothing in it. It just has the kind of what you assume is the two-sided mirror The door is swung open, and there is like one chair in there, and it's just turned over on its side. But you see that on the right, and the corridor keeps going. If you want to keep following it.
Actually, wait, Caleb, I just realized something. Could I add catching things to my since I rolled that earlier? Can I ever add to catch a skill?
Yeah, if you want to spend an XP, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like it might be useful.
Sure, yeah.
Just catch too?
Yeah, catch 2.
Okay.
You're a catch 2, Seth.
I was going to say I was quite a catch, but that works too.
I would like to try to like investigate the room.
Mm-hmm.
And like the next interrogation room, see if I can find anything in there.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Roll for it. It's very likely you'll succeed because I rolled a 1.
Oof.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yay. Okay, so investigate.
Yeah. So if you want to spend that XP, you can investigate it.
That might be a useful skill.
So you look through the room, and where you assume maybe just from a first glance that there's nothing in the room except for just plastic chair or whatever, and it looks like a lot like what would be in like the lobby of a dentist office. Really, is what these kind of chairs look like. So like hard plastic, there's fabric and stuff, but
they've got like a really ugly design on the fabric.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like this weird purple design. Yeah. You see, basically, right. So it's like the chair is tipped over, and I guess your first glance at it, it looks pretty normal. But as you kind of circle around it, you can see that there's like an ashy stain, almost in the shape of a person, on the chair and on the white like tile of the floor. It's almost like
somebody was literally just like disintegrated sitting down.
Kind of, yeah. Almost looks like a nuclear shadow, right? Like
right. Oof. So that makes me go, we need to get out of here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get out of that room and keep going down the corridor.
Yeah, so you reach the end of the corridor, and there's another door. It's locked. You try the key, I assume. Why don't you just go ahead and roll to try the key?
No!
Okay.
Oh, crap.
Nice.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I mean, fail that.
Sorry.
Okay,
So you get an XP. Yeah, I mean the key doesn't go to this door. You're like really confused because you're just like, I don't know what this key is for.
It makes sense. They're not going to give us a key to escape.
Who is they, Seth? You don't even know.
Well, I'm literally saying out loud. They're like, this makes sense. Whoever left the key there obviously didn't want us just to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so.
So what do? Do you want to try to like bust down the door, or?
I'll take the stone and like touch the stone to the door.
Really?
Oh
Okay.
no! Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
I mean, you're trying to do something, so roll for it.
Use this roll for use stone. Essentially, is what I'm
Yeah,
trying to do.
basically. Yeah.
Oh no! Ah!
There you go. Okay, yeah, you get the skill. Use the stone. At 2.
Because I get the skill for the thing. Like I'm just literally making stuff up.
Yes. So the door clicks and it swings open almost like by itself, and then you hear an alarm go off. It just starts blaring in the background.
Was I not supposed to do that?
Tweet. Warning.
Like, let's go! Just run.
Yeah, just run through the door.
What kind of area are we in now?
Run through the door.
Yeah, so you open the door, and beyond, like, it looks like a trying to figure out a way to describe this.
Gosh, I feel like I just saw this on an episode of Criminal Minds, and I'm like, oh.
You guys remember? Has everyone here seen Stranger Things?
No.
Yep.
Okay.
No.
Okay, I can't use that analogy then. It looks like so it's a large room. The ceilings are really really high. There's all sorts of it's like almost like a maintenance area. I don't know. Like there's lots of like catwalks and metal. The floors is just like metal like bars and stuff, right? Like there's obviously something underneath this. There's like panels you can pick up and go underneath.
It's some kind of machine room.
Yeah, some kind of machine room. There are stairs leading up to catwalks that lead to other doors that go into other rooms. But at the basically right ahead of you, there is just a huge like concrete pool filled with this dark blue water, and basically that's it. Like it's like maybe there's like a couple of warning labels near it. And a couple of tanks of some sort of something that are not necessarily like hooked up to the pool, but are like next to the pool. And yeah, I mean, there's still no one around. You don't see bodies. You don't see like there's just nothing. But now this alarm is blaring.
I would like to try to identify a liquid.
Okay, I mean, you're rolling to investigate. So,
Yeah.
And if you get
sure.
more sixes, you could have a more specific thing, which is identify liquids. But yeah.
Roll 2d6.
Nice.
Ooh, just a little bit too high. Yeah. It's weird. You don't know what it is. I mean, you don't know what you did in your like before you've lost your memories, but it certainly wasn't identifying strange liquids. It's I mean, it's probably your best guess is it's probably some sort of like coolant, maybe, but that's probably wrong. You're not sure what it does because you can't really see where it's hooked up to or if it's hooked up to anything. It might be hooked up to something through the floor, but you can't tell.
Could I try to remember what it is?
Sure.
Since we went through here before.
Yeah.
Okay, would it be against the 8 still?
Yes,
that be
I believe
different?
so. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Nope.
No dice.
But experience.
Yeah. So, yeah, you don't remember yourself.
Maybe I'm just too freaked out that the
Yeah.
alarms are blaring.
Yeah.
I have a magic stone in my hand, apparently.
Yeah, what do the rest of you do?
She said there's the catwalks. We can go. There's like things underneath the floor.
Basically, it's like the floor is really just like metal grates. Like all of the floor is just like these metal bars that you're stepping on. That technically, I think it looks like they're all panels, like these like squarish panels that are being got put into this like the concrete like holsters
Grid?
or whatever, right?
Okay.
So yeah, grid maybe. And so you could pull up a panel and get underneath to maybe
What's
there's
it look
machines
like is
down there.
underneath there?
Like yeah, like some sort of machinery, gears, wires,
Probably not safe to jump down
pipes.
there.
Yeah, basically for like a 10-foot radius around or 10-foot perimeter, I guess, around the pool, it's concrete.
I'm not gonna touch the stone to the pool because that sounds like a really bad idea.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Carly, Alyssa, what do you know? What do you think?
There's no other doors in here?
Yeah, I mean, basically there are doors underneath these like catwalks that are on the left and the right sides of the room, and doors on the top of these catwalks, like in the wall leading to the left and right. There's like 4 doors basically. 2 on the left, 2 on the right, 1 each on the first and second stories, basically, of this building.
Okay.
And they look like big old like hatch doors, like you're supposed to like crank this thing and then.
Should we go up or down?
I say up because I have a feeling we are underground.
That's what I was thinking too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just go left.
Sure.
So I want to
Yeah.
run up there as quickly as I can since the alarm is blaring.
Okay. Yeah. Roll.
Roll to run.
Yeah. Roll to get there before the alarm does something bad, right? Like,
or get there quickly.
yeah, that's kind of the idea. Yeah.
Okay.
We all have to roll that.
Oh, you
Dang it.
Oh,
Oh
whoop.
my gosh. Well, I guess there's no point rolling it.
I mean, you should anyway, but
I mean, we can't beat it,
you might get a 6.
and we might get experience. Experience, yay!
Yeah. I only rolled a d6, guys. It should be fine.
I know. We're just slow pokes.
I get a new skill. Being the GM. So, I think what happens is you notice, Alice, that basically, okay, so what happens is right before you get to the door, the alarm stops, and then a feminine voice on on this radio says, in a monotone, so it's probably pre-recorded, emergency lockdown initiated. And then you just hear a hiss and you crank as this door, and you get to the door and you're like, oh, okay, it's not going to budge now because emergency locks down, whatever that was.
This door sounds important.
Yeah, so it says emergency lockdown activated. Metaphysical gate present.
I'm like, was she talking about this?
I think so.
So does that mean this won't work on like it did on the other door?
She probably actually says metaphysical gate key present.
I'd still probably say the same thing.
Yeah. Just clarifying.
Any chance that will unlock this door too?
Given what Lady said, I'm thinking no, but I
have a
used
skill. Yeah.
use stone.
Yep.
Ah, frick. That's not promising. It's the wrong kind of 6.
No.
What happens?
I mean, what's funny is you just used the skill use stone, so that can be basically anything.
Well, I mean, we're trying to unlock it like we did before, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's not use stone to unlock, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I could upgrade it. Guys, I could upgrade it, the skill to use stone to unlock door. Should
Yeah.
I?
Sure.
Does that sound worth it? This sounds kind of
Sure.
worth it.
I mean, in this scenario, it seems like it's worth it. We gotta get out of here.
Use stone to unlock 3.
So,
Now 0 experience.
what happens is the door blasts into a nuclear shadow. That just kind of splatters across the metal of the corridor beyond. And you see all of the lights turn red. And there's running lights basically along this corridor, but they were blue for a second and then they turn red. And then you hear the feminine voice say, containment unsuccessful. Doomsday prepping commencing.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna turn to the other side. I'm gonna turn to the other side. I think that means this is the right way.
Yeah, basically, you see running lights that are blinking red along this basically it looks like you're on the inside of a submarine at this point. That's what this corridor looks, is really tight and narrow. There's all sorts of gears and pipes and whatnot. You just go ahead, go for it.
What else are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
So you,
Carly wants to do something, but I don't.
I don't know.
I'm like, just keep going.
yeah. So you guys go ahead and like keep walking, and you eventually. I mean, the corridor continues beyond this, but you do see a like a ladder and a hatch to your left that goes up somewhere, and probably down somewhere as well.
I would like to
I
climb up the ladder.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah. The hatch is. I guess it would be sealed. So you try the hatch and it doesn't like open automatically, but Seth can just blast it again if he wants to.
This is gonna have bad ramifications, but sure, we're trying to run. So I will try and blast the door open. and
Okay.
Hope good things are on the other side.
Ooh.
Not rolling well.
So you failed, yeah.
You rolled a
barely.
9?
Yeah, I got a 9.
Oh, okay.
So basically, I think what happens is you're getting a little too cocky with this, and then suddenly all the lights get sucked back into the stone, and everything goes dark. You can tell the hatch hasn't opened though, and nothing happens for a while. The alarm has continued, like, you know, her voice in the background, you know, doomsday preparation commencing, you know, that sort of thing. And it just, that goes away too. And you're just kind of stuck in complete darkness.
I would like to try to talk to the voice.
Okay. Sure.
I would like to yell out, "Let us out of here!"
Yeah,
You
so
crazy woman.
communicate.
Like,
With,
yes, communicate.
Communicate
with
with
the voice.
them. Yeah.
Yes. Oof.
No. So mark that XP, but and at any point, even if you fail a roll, you can spend an XP to give yourself that skill at a 2. Totally, I think.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe I'll do that just because, like, I've forgotten.
You can try it
the words.
again, and yeah.
I can try it again later. Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like that might come in handy later.
Yeah.
Communicate with them.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, if we're thinking of the broadest categories possible, it'd probably just be communicate. And then you can get communicate with them at like 3, and then communicate with the voice at 4, right? Like, keep being more specific
then I'll
with it.
just
But,
do
but then, yeah, then you can use that in other situations besides just, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. Still darkness. What do you do?
I just try to force the hatch open.
Okay. Yeah, you just want to force it open. Go ahead and do anything. Oof. So close.
Yeah.
You feel like you almost could get it open. Like, there's obviously something going on here where, like, the power isn't working like it should be, and maybe the mechanism is not working as it should.
Like
but
halfway latched.
yeah, you got half. Yeah, exactly, something like that. And so, but you just can't quite get it all the way.
At a weird angle, you're going up. And,
Yeah, you
know,
can't get
on
much
a
leverage on
ladder.
it anyway. Yeah,
It's also dark.
yeah. But you sweat and grunt against it for a second, and then you can't do anything else.
So is it just like pitch black? Like you
Pitch
can't see
black. Oh yeah,
anything?
yeah.
Okay.
Like, Seth, are you doing anything with the stone? Like, what?
Shaking it like, come on, come on.
Okay. What do you want to happen?
I guess I could try to use stone to I don't want to say use stone to like. Well, maybe that will be helpful.
Restore the power.
Restore power with stone.
Okay, yeah, roll use stone.
That's 2. Yes. Dang it! I'm
No.
rolling lots of 1s.
Okay, so that's failure. But I think what ends up happening is yeah, something else happens. You feel something come from the stone, but it's not the power. It's basically what it did is it used the power that was in it from the base or whatever this is to do something else.
Uh-oh.
And suddenly, everyone, you feel cold. Like this whole the the thing you've been in under here, it's been pretty warm, honestly. Especially these rooms, like with all the machines and stuff. But suddenly you just feel this like chill that just creeps up the back of your spine. And then, if anyone would like to roll to remember,
Yes, please.
you should, because I think you all are very familiar with this feeling, or like you could be.
Are you freaking kidding me? I rolled snake eyes.
Oh my gosh, really?
None of us remember.
Yeah, so it feels eerily familiar, but you just can't remember what the significance of it is. And
That doesn't
then,
feel
yeah,
good.
and then you hear,
Oh no.
Oh, mark the experience.
yeah, you hear a male voice, like almost directly in front of you, like down the corridor, basically, say, I was wondering how long it would take. Still pitch black. You can't see anything. And then for a moment, it seems like darkness goes beyond darkness and back into light again. It's not that it gets light. It's that the darkness gets so deep and impenetrable that it just starts to reverse on itself, and it's almost like some sort of weird bizarro light.
I was gonna say before that happens, I was like, if he says like it took you this long, it's like it would have gone quicker if you had left the door unlocked.
Yeah, it's really, I think what it is whatever this thing is, and it's like a dark kind of like tall silhouette. It's so black that even the pitch blackness that's surrounding you isn't dark enough, and so you can see the silhouette of darkness that it is.
That's crazy.
Because it's
Silhouetted
darker than the
because it's
darkness.
darker than darkness. Exactly.
Oh my.
And yeah, it's standing there, and so you respond like that, Seth.
Yeah.
I'm not the one who tried to trap you here, my child. I am so glad that you have found your way home again. And the figure just like holds out his arms like come, child, like almost like a come for an embrace sort of a thing.
It's like, if this is home, it's a pretty awful Thanksgiving.
We are not home yet.
Well, that doesn't sound domineering at all.
Come, child.
Want to try with that
I
door?
wanna spend an XP and get a skill called Break Hatch.
I mean,
you need to roll first.
I think the moment is passed with that. That you
dang
could
it.
have spent it immediately. But you can try. I mean, you tried to open the hatch before, so you can just roll right now to try to break the hatch, and at one dice, and then if you fail that, you can spend an XP to. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so you can also spend an XP if you want to get that break hatch at, or just it would be like break things at 2. So basically, you just still been like working at this thing, and then finally you just like maybe grab like a pipe or something, like a wrench that's like laying nearby because it's like a whole big like lots of machines and pipes and things to work on. You grab this like loose wrench and you just like slam it against the lever or the hitch or whatever this is, and you just break it, and then the hatch slides open, or you push it open.
Is like any light flood in?
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure. And
Does the dark figure go
seems
away?
yeah, it seems to banish whatever this thing is. And then suddenly once that happens, like the light goes back everywhere and the power comes back on, like everything is just like reversed.
I was like, when he disappears, I'm like, funny enough, that's actually more worrying.
Yeah.
I
So
climbed through the hatch.
so basically, I mean, it's like this white light that is coming through the hatch, and if you open the hatch, you come out in this. It's like a dull white light. You come in basically what looks like you push the hatch open, and you come out in this like dark gray concrete room. There's like a singular kind of like off white light above you, and there's another door and then that leads to something you can't see. It doesn't have really a window. It's just kind of like an iron door that leads to something else.
I turned to Alyssa. What's your character?
Oh.
Alice. I turned to Alice. I'm like, want to try the key again? I don't know if this will be a good idea.
That's what I was gonna suggest.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to try to use the key on the door.
Do it.
Oh, oops. Sorry.
Peyton suggested, lick the mysterious man. What is up with you licking? Oh, so close.
Okay, here, I'm gonna use an XP to.
So you get that skill, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you basically what happens is the key obviously works. But then you... I'm trying to think of, like, the key works. It goes in and turns. But there must be something else barring it, or it's just, it won't open. You've obviously, like, the handle now moves like it's supposed to, but, like, it's still jammed or stuck or something.
Is there maybe a person on the other side who's, like, holding it closed?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What else is in this room?
I try to break the door.
It's literally just like a blank concrete room. Yeah, you want to try to break it?
Yep.
Go ahead. Roll your 2d6. Nope, not quite. I think Alyssa and Carly look at Seth.
Like, it's like, it's not work this time. Like, okay, I'm sorry. Just work and touch it to it. And...
Okay. Yeah, roll your 3d6.
Oof.
I'm either rolling sixes or garbage. Hey, there we go.
Hey.
Yeah. So, you use it, and the door disintegrates like it has been doing, and nuclear shadow across the room. The room, it looks like, yes, there was a person holding it closed, but you can't tell who or what it was because they're also nuclear shadowed against the ground. Like, literally, it's just this, like, shadow on the ground with the door. And then
killed somebody.
Yeah, and then you realize, okay, it's a janitor's closet. And then you hear some, like, a jangle of the keys, and then a person, like, saying, like, a woman's voice saying, you don't recognize it, but it's, this woman saying, Joseph, come back here. What are you? And then it's like an orderly, like a nurse or someone, like, steps around a corner and, like, looks and sees just, like, this nuclear shadow on the ground, this door, and sees the three of you in your weird gray jumpsuits standing there, and that is where we will take our first break. Stick around, we got more Roll for Shoes to come right after this.